He's Hunter,
And he's Andrew.
and we're
We're good
good boys. All right, so before we get started, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about my weekend because it was slightly atypical, right? So Friday night, I had a trivia night. I don't generally go
Is this at
do.
like a local bar?
No, it was actually at a pool club type thing. It's like
So
a restaurant.
separating bar and pool club is two totally different things.
No, swimming pool, not like
Oh, swimming pool. Okay, that's bizarre. All right,
not
that's
billiards.
already
Yeah.
atypical. I've never heard of people, getting their trunks on and doing trivia.
No, so it's like a pool country club. It's a little odd. They have
I
a
don't know if
restaurant.
people at country clubs doing trivia either.
Yeah,
This is in your portfolios, no random answers to sports questions.
it's a fairly new a fairly new thing. I got an invite from my boss to go play. So that was odd. It was a weird setting for trivia, but it was cool. It was a lot of fun. But yesterday, Saturday, was really strange. So I was helping a friend move a safe. He just bought a house and he needed help moving a safe. Just super heavy.
We're talking like, Acme large comical cartoon safe.
Yeah, it's like a gun safe. So, I mean, not comically large. It doesn't have like the spinning,
Yeah.
like the spinning combination lock or anything, but it's definitely a large safe. It's heavy.
You want to get out the stethoscope or whatever the fuck it is, the doctors to, listen in.
Are you trying to say stethoscope?
Stethoscope. I forgot what the beginning of the word is. I'm like, I know it starts with like a T or something.
It's some kind of scope. Well, yeah. If you were gonna crack it, I'm assuming that's one of your tools that you would use to crack it.
Mhm.
But anyway, so this thing sucks to move. We get it moved over to his new place. A dude that I haven't seen in forever, and you probably know him, but I haven't seen him forever. He's in the neighborhood, and he's a friend of a friend, and I was always fine with him, got along well with him. But he ended up being
You're
there.
a weird choice to help him move then. You're a weird if it's you haven't talked to him in a while.
No. Sorry. I was helping a friend move, and this was his friend showed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he shows up, and we get to talking or whatever. And I used to do the jujitsu thing.
Okay.
The unbelievable. Yeah, the grappling thing. But anyway, I did that for
Tackle and grapple.
Yeah. So I did that for like on and off over the past like 2 or 3 years, whatever. 3, 4 years, it doesn't matter. He says, we get to talking and he's like, yeah, I started doing this thing. And for some reason I was like, you know what? I've been looking for an excuse to start back up again, and I haven't seen this guy in probably 4 or 5 years. So I'm like, I'll go, whatever. So we go. There's a new gym in town. It was in a like a warehouse or a factory, some sort of like industrial type deal. The gym's really cool. Like it has the like loading dock doors that it keeps just open. It's like a cool sort of thing. So went there, did the jiu-jitsu thing, had a lot of fun doing that. Ran into another person that I haven't seen in several years, which was like, hey, how you doing, sort of thing, whatever. But then I ran into my little league baseball coach and talked to him for like 45 minutes about his younger children, because I played baseball with his older children, but he was talking about his younger kids and just was like giving me his worldview on everything, telling me about how kids nowadays are so selfish. And I was like, yeah, man, yeah, it's good to see you. I'm gonna go and like get changed.
You're old.
Yeah, right. And then he just keeps going in. He's talking about, he's like, they shut down my business for 3 months, and I'm like, yeah, dude, that sucks a lot. Like, I'm empathizing with you, but like, I just said, hey, how you doing? I don't need to hear all this. I want to go get change. And then again,
You just got suddenly sucked into a Fox News panel.
oh my God. Well, yeah, kinda, yeah. Yeah, but he's just every like, I don't know, like little critique that baby boomers, Gen Xers have of everybody that's younger. He was just spilling on me and then saying, but like shit like, well, you don't seem like you're like that. I'm like, I don't know. All I know is I'm trying to get changed. Like I'm in sweaty clothes and I want to go
This is
home.
in the locker room.
It's right before the locker room. So it's the area where like the mats where the grappling happens is on one side of the building. You walk around like this half wall that separates that from the workout equipment to get to the locker room. So I ran into
you're not
him.
in the locker room yet.
No, I'm not in the locker room quite
Because
yet.
I wasn't sure if he was like, starting to undress and he's like, you don't seem like one of them.
Just like we're both having this conversation in only boxers, just towels wrapped around our waists. Like,
So
yeah.
up against the lockers.
No, it was like before you even get into the locker room. It was right in front of the one cable machine, and he's like wearing a cutoff shirt, like he's certainly a gym regular. And it was very atypical because I ran into 3 people that I haven't seen for maybe 4, 5+ years. It was just super odd.
Yeah, and normally you don't see anyone.
No, normally I just see my cats, my dog. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. It was just it was an odd weekend.
I had another odd interaction with a waiter.
Really?
Peculiar that this just happened.
Did you try to get fries and rice and mashed potatoes?
No, but it is food related.
All right.
So I'm on a business trip to Atlanta. We're at a very nice restaurant. I don't have to pick up the tab, so go all out.
Of course.
And dessert comes, and a couple people at the table. There's about 7, 8 of us. Yeah, 8 people, and I'm not the only one who orders dessert. But I do get the chocolate lava cake with vanilla ice cream because
It's a classic. Yeah.
And I've had it before at this place. It's a chain restaurant, a very fine dining steak house, and I know it's going to be good. And the rule with chocolate lava cake, as soon as you get it, and this particularly with ice cream, you got to start eating. Like you are in a race against time to finish this thing because once it reaches your table, it's already starting to melt.
Yeah, you're fighting Newton's second law of thermodynamics. You're trying to get to that ice cream before it gets got.
Exactly. So I'm eating at a fairly standard pace, and I want to emphasize there's no chocolate on my face. I'm not a slob. It's not messy, but I'm consistent. Like,
You're not saving any flavor up in the stash or anything.
No. I'm being very careful. It's a very nice place. I'm a professional fellow, but I am eating it at a certain pace. People at the table do take notice. And, as I'm eating, I'm trying to justify, like, you guys know the rules. It's a hot chocolate lava cake. You have to eat it like this, And as I finish, get all I can, a couple spoonfuls of the melted ice cream. We're all good. And the waiter comes, refills someone else's cappuccino, walks around, is taking plates, and he steps over, like, around me to take my plate. And as he does it, he says in a very polite, but like almost butler fashion, he leans over and just says, "Well done, sir." And
That's awesome.
Not like you're a fat fuck, or just a very "well done, sir."
That's
not
kick
like an
ass.
outward compliment, like a super complimenty way either, just as sort of a statement. "Well done, sir," and just takes the plate away.
Just like, yeah, you did what you're supposed to with that chocolate lava cake.
Yes, like you did what was expected. You did it well. Well done, sir.
So initially, when you were telling that story, I thought you were going to be like, "Yeah, I finished," and then he brought out everybody else's dessert. That's the direction I thought it was going.
No, mine was a little later because it takes, like, a fresh hot chocolate lava cake, that's 10-15 minutes.
For sure, you have to get everything to the right temps and then spoon the ice cream on and then skirt it out to the table super quickly.
Exactly. So, but no, that was another one of my memorable waiter interactions.
I mean, for every two starches, there's got to be a well done, sir.
I earned that well done, sir.
You did, I'm sure. That chocolate lava cake sounds delicious, though.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's really not a bad way to get it either. Like, even if you get it like a really shitty one at like Domino's or something, you know, it's half undercooked. You're like, this is still pretty great.
Yeah, because it's just like that fudgy, like gooey.
In that case, it's just fudge and batter.
Yeah, and you're just like, yeah, this is fine. Oh, the Domino's ones are bad though because like there's no ice cream and they're so self-contained.
You gotta bring your own ice cream.
Yeah, or you can just be a classic fat fuck and treat it as though it's finger food and just.
Okay, I've never picked up a hot chocolate lava cake. I'll say that for myself.
No, that's so you know how it comes in the container with the two. It's like the 2-pack.
Yeah, in the cardboard box.
Yeah, and they're side by side and they're like little pupils. So whenever they start cooling down, they're like a whole different kind of treat. It's almost like a.
I love the idea of you ordering that and you just like leaning over to Katie and saying they're looking back at me.
Yeah, they want me to eat them so bad, but no, it turns into like a whole different sort of thing whenever you let them cool off. Whenever you let them cool off, it's almost like a cool fudge Uncrustable.
I've never tried a hot lava cake not hot. I guess I would assume it becomes as gross as all the other things at Domino's when it's not hot.
No, because it's still just sugar and chocolate, so it's just cool sugar and chocolate.
But I would bet you're tasting a lot more of like the raw batter if it was cold. I presume every Domino's hot chocolate lava cake comes out undercooked.
For sure, that's where half of your consistency comes from. But it's like it's not really like uncooked batter. It's more like a fudgy type thing. Okay. It's like next time you get a 2-pack, eat one, let the other one cool down, and then don't heat it back up.
I've actually been buying hot chocolate lava cakes at the store. You can get like 2 frozen ones that whip up in the microwave in 45 seconds for like $5.
What brand are those? Hope this doesn't take too long. He's just going to show me a box.
Prestige.
Oh, those look yummy. Does it give you?
They're very good. It comes out. You just take off the plastic, pop this in the microwave, take it out. Boop, boop, boop. Very good.
Do you hit it with powdered sugar?
No, just. I'm not a big fan of powdered sugar. I don't think it adds much. It's just extra sugar. I don't like the texture. It's not a big fan.
See, I really like it with the chocolate lava cake. I think that
I'm fine with just the ice cream. They do pineapple upside down cake too. Big fan of pineapple upside down cake. But it's weird eating it hot out of the microwave. That's bizarre. It's still good though. Still good.
Yeah.
So I presented a question to you of if you could only watch movies made by one director for the rest of your life, what director would that be? And I want to be very clear. This is directing. Not if they wrote it, not if they produced it. This is they were behind the camera. They have the directing credit. Who would you choose? I thought about this a lot for about 2 months. I only confirmed my answer maybe an hour ago because I wanted to be very sure about this. And I sort of came down to, because I loved the idea of picking like a real, like, niche, peculiar director, like with a very much own style. But I really thought about it. I'm like, at the end of the day, sometimes someone is known as the best and is beloved by the normies because they really are the best. So my pick is Steven Spielberg. Not even in that I've not seen most of Steven Spielberg's movies. If you look at a list of his filmography, I'm like, I haven't seen most of these. But I really just sort of decided I could live the rest of my life happy only watching Jaws, Indiana Jones, and Jurassic Park. I mean, just sitting there rewatching those, probably learning the scripts verbatim at some point. I think I already know most of Jaws. Like, I could be satisfied with that. That had to be my number one pick.
Very good number one pick. So I picked Roman Polanski. It was between him and Woody Allen. I landed on Roman Polanski. No, I went with I went I went a similar route. I kind of went down the similar route. I was like, yeah, let's not give like a just an answer that everybody would expect, but I kind of felt the same way. I went with James Cameron.
Really?
I did. And the main reason is variety.
Besides Titanic and Avatar, oh no, Terminator 2, right?
And first Terminator and True Lies.
I've never seen True Lies.
Oh, True Lies is a great comedy. 1 second.
Did you
Let
like
me go.
Avatar that much?
I thought it was the most benign movie ever. It was totally fine. Sit down with something in the background. I think Avatar is perfect for that.
Okay.
But there's also the movie The Abyss. I hear it's really good. I haven't seen that, so that's like just would be some kind of potential. Like I think we approached the question a little bit differently, because at a certain point, I think I brought up to you like, maybe consider a younger director that has a lot of potential, and you sort of like presented the flaws with that, and it's like,
it's all
okay,
risk.
yeah, and that's where because no matter who you pick, you're eventually going to be like, you're just gonna not watch movies. Do you not think so?
I think it depends on the choice.
Oh, and
like
other.
I've not seen a majority of Steven Spielberg's movies. I mean, I've never seen what's the Holocaust movie with Liam Neeson?
I want to say The Pianist, but it's
No.
not.
Anyway, I've never seen that one. Like, there's quite a few I have not. Oh, I really want to watch Strange and Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
You've never seen that?
Never
It's a
seen
good. It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. It's cool.
I hear it is. I want to see it. So there's, I'm picking something where it's like I can pick three below. Well, actually, more than three. People forget, Spielberg also did Jurassic Park 2 and all four Indiana Jones. So there's quite a bit there of just like pure goodness. But
For sure.
several that I haven't seen, and would be like, background, like just to mix it up.
So I went with James Cameron kind of for like a similar thing. There's some like that are I'm like, yeah, I love this movie. It's
What are the
solid.
ones you love? Like, I'm trying to, like, James Cameron, I really only know the first Terminator, Titanic, and Avatar. I never paid you as that big of a Titanic fan.
Hate it. I like that. And that's
I
variety,
like Titanic too, but I wouldn't want to watch it every day.
right? It's for variety. It's like, okay, with Titanic, you get a romance, right? With Terminator 2, it's like, here is a movie with a sequel, and I really, really enjoy both of them. I love Terminator 2, which we've went through this before. Avatar is perfect background noise. It's, I think, a solid movie, but it's fairly benign. It's just like, yeah, it's fine. The Abyss, I have not seen. I've heard it's good, so it's like, yeah, that's a fine thing to just like have sometime in the future. And then he's also done several documentaries. I've never seen any of them, but if we're throwing like sometimes just to be able to switch it up, I like the documentaries. Plus, James Cameron did Aliens, which is an awesome sci-fi.
I didn't know
movie.
he did Aliens.
Yep.
I guess
that was him.
I guess Ridley Scott just did the first one, huh?
Yep, that was Ridley Scott, and then Aliens was James Cameron.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought it's good variety. Oh, and then True Lies is like, that's a comedy, and I think True Lies is a pretty good comedy. It has some action in it too. So I went with James Cameron just because there's variety. So I really like sci-fi. You get some of the horror with Aliens, Terminator, and Terminator 2. I legitimately really love those. And then just the documentaries for something to change up flavor. If we're saying this is for the next
You
50
watch the
years.
documentary of him finding the Titanic.
Yeah. You need to get the whole picture, right? You got to be like, wait, this really happened?
You know, I can see your reasoning. I think it's a little bit of a weird choice just because it seems like such a small selection, even though it is varied, as you pointed out. But I will say I am very relieved because I honestly worried you were going to pick Judd Apatow.
Listen, we had this conversation, and I said to you, you're going to be so ashamed of me.
And this is who I thought.
So I looked it up. Judd Apatow just produced all those, like.
Oh no, that's the other thing. Because I'm like, he's gonna build this just on like 40-year-old virgin and knocked up, like
Yeah,
directed.
yeah, which are like the worst two of those movies. But yeah, we were because I was just thinking like things I won't get sick of. Like Superbad, I think is one of the greatest comedies ever made. I think I've told you this before, but that's again he produced all those. But you were spot on. That's who I was considering going with, and I knew that you knew. But I was like, no.
As soon as you brought shame into it, I'm like, oh, I know who he means.
What did I say?
As soon as you brought shame into it, I'm like, oh, I know who he means.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, he just produced most of those. He didn't direct most of them. So that's why I went with James Cameron.
Okay. My immediate runner-ups, this, I think, first is really going to surprise you. Alfred Hitchcock. I
think I've only ever seen Psycho. I don't think I've ever seen another Alfred Hitchcock movie.
I still haven't seen Psycho. I need to watch it. But I have been on an Alfred Hitchcock kick these past 2 months. I really don't know why, but it just sort of started as, oh, I should probably see some of these movies. And then it became, oh, I should see more of his stuff. And then it became like, oh, I'm seeing a lot of his stuff. I have now seen 15 Alfred Hitchcock movies.
Oh my goodness. And none of them are Psycho?
None of them are Psycho.
Yeah, that's some Norman Bates shit. Like
the thing with Psycho, I know it. I know like the plot, most of the reveals just from like cultural synthesis, being around that.
Yeah,
so,
like
I don't know. I'm sure it's great. It just doesn't have the same appeal to me because there's no mystery to it.
Yeah. So, well, I as somebody who's only seen, the one Alfred Hitchcock movie, do you have any recommendations from him?
Oh, yeah. So I've seen 15. North by Northwest, great movie. It's like the original James Bond. Very fun. Good romance. Cary Grant as the leading guy is phenomenal. Highly recommend that. Have you really never seen Rear Window?
I have not.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Rear Window is phenomenal. I mean, I think it's probably the one besides Psycho that most people have seen, and that's with who's in Rear Window? Same guy as Jimmy Stewart. It's Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly is at her absolute best. She's gorgeous in that movie. It's really fun. I love Rope. Rope was actually the first Hitchcock movie I ever saw. I saw it some years ago. That's really good. I really like all of Hitchcock's movies that like take place in one room because he's so inventive with the use of that. And then I don't know how much to go into plot here, but I'll just say briefly, North by Northwest, guy gets confused as a secret agent, just a normal guy, and is pursued. Rear Window, Jimmy Stewart thinks he saw his neighbor murder someone, but isn't sure. Rope, we open up, two guys have just committed murder, hid the body in the apartment before a dinner party, and everyone is just invited over because they want to try to get away with the perfect crime, based on a true story of Leopold and Loeb. Spellbound, I just watched last night. That was great. Ingrid Bergman at her absolute best. Gregory Peck, not as much, but still very good. Shadow of a Doubt with Joe Cotton, really, really good. And then, yeah, I just kept going down. Lifeboat, Rebecca, Notorious, The Birds, The Lady Vanishes, 39 Steps, Dial M for Murder, Vertigo. I didn't like Vertigo. The plot is outlandish. It's too insane, and he doesn't do anything to try to explain why things happened. Suspicion and To Catch a Thief, which is usually very popular. I thought it was boring as all hell.
Okay.
But
All right.
I don't know. He's very good at what he does, and I considered him because I'm like, well, a lot of these, because there's so many, and because I'm going in pretty unfamiliar, it'd take me a long time to get bored with them. He made 50 movies. That's a lot. And 40 of them are supposed to be, above average. So really thought about it. But at the same time, as much as I like some of the characters, some of the moments, some of the plot lines, some of the dialogue, it's like, oh, this is good stuff. I really like this movie. There was nothing that really hit that peak high as Spielberg's movies. And I'm like, I'd probably rather have those couple peak highs of just pure love, like Jurassic Park, like Jaws, than very above average movies that are good, and there's a lot of them, but not reaching that same peak.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that if I would have made because I didn't know that he made that many movies. I didn't know Alfred Hitchcock made that many movies. I probably, if I would have enjoyed like even 5 of them, I would have made the assumption that I'd at least enjoy the other ones and be like, yeah, that's a catalog of movies that I can consume and be like, yeah, I'm content with this. Have enough variety. That was because that's I wanted to do above average with a lot of variety, right? And that's James Cameron satisfied that, I think, the best for me.
With the variety, I mean, as much as Hitchcock has variety in that he did so many movies, there's a couple romances. They have romance plots. There's some jokes. There's a couple ones that are kind of funny. But for the most part, it's suspense thriller. That's like the main thing. So there's not too much variety with topic or genre.
I gotcha. So I have an honorable. Well, I have several on. I'm just going to go over the one honorable mention, I guess, that I have is Martin Scorsese. Just to stick to. There's a reason that people like who they like. The Departed's probably one of my favorite movies. I know you love Goodfellas. I personally think The Departed's better than Goodfellas, but Goodfellas is still great. I know. Cape Fear sort of is that there you get more of that suspense thriller kind of deal going on. The Aviator, good movie. Taxi Drivers, great movie. Gangs of New York, and then there's a lot of other Scorsese movies that I just haven't seen. Like I don't think I've ever watched Raging Bull.
Never seen Raging Bull. I really want to see Gangs of New York. I need to do that.
Haven't watched King of Comedy either.
No, neither have I. You're right. Taxi Driver, excellent. Departed, good. Goodfellas, so much better. I loved the religious movie he did with Andrew Garfield a couple years ago. That was really great.
What was that one called?
It was about Andrew Garfield and the guy from the new Star Wars trilogy. Played the villain. They are
Adam
Driver. It's Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver, and they are doing. They're missionaries sent to Japan in like the 1850s or whatever, and help convert the populace. And they meet a lot of resistance, and they're tortured, and they try to protect the local Christians, but doesn't go very well. It's a beautifully done movie. Great plot. Silence. It's called Silence. And Liam Neeson's in it too. Really, really great movie. I considered Scorsese, but most of the movies are such downers.
Yeah, you get depressed after a while.
The ones I'm seeing are like, well, I adore Goodfellas, and Goodfellas is so much fun, but the rest are so serious. Like, I need a lot more levity if this is just going to be my only consumption.
For sure. Yeah, that's very true. And they're such downers, but they're also like they're very realistic. Like they're like very grounded. So it
Mhm.
just makes it a bummer.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like the Aviator is so sad. Like just watching a person spiral is it's
Mhm.
so tough. But yeah, that's my honorable mention. I also when I was thinking about this, I've been on a big time like horror kick. Like we've been watching just something scary every Sunday. That's just what we've been doing lately. So I've been on a big time like scary movie kick. And so I was writing out my list. I was like, yeah, John Carpenter should be on there. And it's like, yeah, but like outside of The Thing and Halloween, yeah, Escape from New York's really good.
Big
But
Trouble in Little China
oh yeah, I forgot that's him too. Yeah, that's an awesome movie.
and
Um,
Christine.
and I haven't watched that yet. I have a note that where I outline some stuff, and yeah, I still
Yeah,
haven't
John
watched it.
Carpenter is a great director, but like he's made I think a little over 20 movies. Half of them are terrible.
Oh, are they?
From what I've from what I've heard, yeah. And you can have like there's another five are like, oh, they're not great, but they're pretty good. But like it's because I think like he stopped really giving too much of a shit about 20 years ago. Now he
Yeah,
just sort of does it for money.
yeah. Well, he does it. Well, it was like the Halloween reboot. Well, I guess not reboot, soft reboot, continuation,
So
whatever.
he's happy to sign his name to any of the Halloween stuff just for the checks.
Yeah, he produces it, and then he
He
I
says he
think
earned it, but it's just
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not saying as soon as I had the opportunity to sell out, I wouldn't immediately sell out. Like that would be the first thing on my
the
list.
moment someone says they want to buy this podcast.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I'm selling out. If either of us are ever without a host, you just know who got contacted first. But yeah, I was
We
thinking
know who
about
sold who shares.
yeah, right. I was thinking about uh just like horror directors. I had John Carpenter. I was toying around with Ridley Scott, but it's like there's just I don't think there's enough there that came to mind. But I kept falling back on like on people that have done something like horror related just because I've been just watching a lot of horror lately. I also thought like I was like I like every one of Quentin Tarantino's movies, but
Really?
I like them all.
Everyone.
Yep, everyone.
I gotta tell you, he's batting 50% for me.
Really.
Yeah.
I even like Inglorious Bastards.
Don't like Inglorious Bastards. Didn't really like Kill Bill Volume 2. Didn't
That's
love.
actually that's the exception. Is I'm not a huge fan of the two Kill Bill movies, but
Okay.
outside of that, yeah.
That's almost a fourth.
And I no, it's exactly a fourth. Has eight, right, or nine
I
now.
think 9,
Nine because I've yet to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So
which I didn't really like either. I like Jackie Brown, but it's not like great. But I liked it. But yeah, I loved Reservoir Dogs. Loved Django Unchained. Loved what's the one I'm forgetting?
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Loved Pulp Fiction.
Did you
Liked
like Hateful Eight? Because I liked Hateful Eight. I didn't love it. I liked Hateful Eight.
I really liked Hateful Eight, but then I saw it like 5 times in 1 month, and it really killed it for me.
Plus, it's like it's over 3 hours, I believe. Is it like
Yeah.
3.5?
I think it's only 3, but yeah, it's a long movie. And
Feels like
thing
3.5.
I have friends over, they'd immediately see I have the DVD, and they're like, "Oh, can we watch this?" And I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I saw it like 4 or 5 times in 1 month with different people.
Oh well, whenever friends come over, it's like I guess this is our whole evening.
Yeah.
This 3 hour movie, sure. Like
Us to this, yeah.
I see you have the Lord of the Rings director cut, man. Do you think we could watch a couple of them? I need to see the Minas Tirith scene.
But you seriously considered Tarantino?
I did, but then I'm like, yeah, it's all the same. It's all like it's how he makes movies, you know.
Yeah. What about Coen Brothers? I also thought about the Coen Brothers, but similar to Tarantino, they're batting 50% with me.
Yeah, what's your take on their stuff?
I mean, some of it is great. Some of it tries for greatness, but just doesn't reach it. Let's see. Just going through the ones I've seen, did not like Raising Arizona. I've not seen Barton Fink. Loved Fargo. Loved Fargo. Loved The Big Lebowski. Loved Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. Mixed reaction to No Country for Old Men.
I love No Country for Old Men. I haven't seen most of the Coen Brothers movies. I've seen No Country for Old Men. Nothing else comes to mind. I'm trying to.
Didn't particularly like the new True Grit. Hated Hail Caesar, and also mixed with the Ballad of Buster Scruggs because that's an anthology. Half the stories were good, half weren't. So,
yeah. Outside of The Big Lebowski and No Country,
you really need to see Fargo. You'll love Fargo.
Is that the one that's like the is it like an Alaskan murder mystery? Minnesota.
Yeah, this accent.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was really good. My other runner-up was actually Clint Eastwood.
So, trying to think. Changeling, Gran Torino. What's the new one that he just came out with where he smuggles the drugs?
Oh, The Mule.
Yep, The Mule.
Cry Macho is the newest one.
Cry Macho is a really, really sweet movie. I really like that movie.
I didn't think it was bad. I didn't particularly like it.
I thought it was really, really sweet story. I like that one.
I mean, it's a little much where it's like, oh yeah, Clint Eastwood, the 90-year-old, is really starting to get with this like 45-year-old woman.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, if the actual Clint Eastwood could, kind of could do whatever he wants.
Actual Clint Eastwood, not the character he plays.
Yeah, but I mean, she's just like, you look a lot like Clint Eastwood. He's like, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's directed two of my absolute favorite westerns: The Outlaw Josie Wales and Unforgiven. Also, Pale Rider, another really good western.
See, I didn't know that he directed any of the early stuff, like earlier stuff, I suppose, that he did. Yeah, I didn't know that he directed that. I thought that he picked up directing later in his career. Guess I just never
he started
cared to notice. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Did he direct Dirty Harry?
No, but he directed Magnum Force, one of the sequels.
Okay.
And yeah, I love Outlaw Josie Wales. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I heard it's great though.
It's one of the best westerns. Heartbreak Ridge, love that movie. Directed that.
I haven't seen it.
The Bridges of Madison County, I just watched that. That's a very sweet romance movie with him and Meryl Streep. Directed that. Mystic River, that's a good movie.
That's a good movie, yeah.
Nice suspense. $1 Million Baby, real tearjerker.
Yeah.
No?
I like $1 Million Baby.
Oh, yeah. No, I like it too. Didn't really love J. Edgar. Didn't see American Sniper. Didn't see Sully. Loved Richard Jewell. That was a really good movie. So
I haven't watched that. I wanted to watch that one. Richard Jewell.
So, a lot of movies, quite a bit of variety, doing different stuff, and some of my favorites in there, but I couldn't choose it because as much as I love, adore, worship Clint Eastwood, I don't think I could only watch movies where he's in 80% of them.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah. Neither of us wanted to choose something really out of the box, like a Wes Anderson or a Tim Burton.
Could you imagine? Just like, I really love claymation and campy weird Batman.
The only things I ever want to watch again are Moonrise Kingdom and the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, for the rest of my life.
I only want to see people wear odd outfits and give very bizarre, serious dialogue in a funny way. Robert Zemeckis, if you want to do like a real 80s thing. Oh, John Hughes. How could I forget John Hughes?
I can't think of any movie that John Hughes has directed.
Like all of the '80s, coming of age stuff.
So what did he do? 16 Candles,
I gotta check because
The Breakfast Club.
yeah, it's
Is
like
that him?
it's like Zemeckis. He directed, but
Oh,
also produced a
oh,
bunch.
Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Ferris Bueller's
Yep. Weird Science.
Weird Science, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Was that him, or did he produce that
Oh,
one?
yeah, Uncle Buck. She's having a baby. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Ferris
Home
Bueller's
Alone?
Day Off. Yeah, a lot. The '80s.
Oh, he would have actually been a solid choice. I mean, they're all
Yeah,
80s
it's like,
comedies.
yeah, if you like really love that era, like he is the choice.
Yeah, for sure.
And Robert Zemeckis did Back to the Future and a lot of other '80s stuff. He also did Who Framed Roger Rabbit, one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
Great movie. And you could be a real piece of shit and just choose J.J. Abrams.
Right. I really like the bad Star Wars movies.
Oh, I like the bad remakes.
Yeah, that's all that's my favorite genre is bad remakes. Yeah, that's very specific.
Christopher Nolan.
Inception, the Batman trilogy, that World War II one.
The World War II one.
That World War II.
What's the Memento? I just saw Memento the other month. Really good.
It's a cool concept. Yeah,
really?
like
You're not going to give it more credit beyond that?
Huh?
You're not going to give it more credit beyond the concept?
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I don't remember much outside of the concept.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of Stanley Kubrick. Now, to
You're
be fair,
not
I haven't seen most of his movies, but the ones I have seen,
Which
Besides
ones?
The Shining.
So I think I've only seen 4. So Eyes Wide Shut, I think is trash. I hate that movie. That's his last one that he did. I think most people aren't a fan of that. A Clockwork Orange is good. Did you not like A Clockwork Orange?
Haven't seen it.
It's good. I mean, it's another one where you're like, yeah, this is really sick. But yep. Full Metal Jacket.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
I just kind of was like, yeah, that's fine.
I love Full Metal Jacket. I love The Shining and I love Full Metal Jacket. But honestly, I hated 2001: A Space Odyssey so much it like brings the rest down.
Do you know what his filmography is like? I can only think of those 5. Eyes Wide Shut.
Like, I think less than a dozen movies. It's really not that big.
Yeah, well then, out of those 5, I mean, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, and A Clockwork.
The Shining is not a movie you can rewatch regularly.
No, A Clockwork Orange is the same way. If you couldn't watch A Clockwork, you know the plot of the Clockwork Orange. Yeah, you couldn't watch that every day. That'd probably not be good for you. Yeah, that's I think that he does.
Why I only watch Woody Allen films.
Yeah, right. That's why I was gonna land on Roman Polanski. Oh, jeez. So in this, did you consider my how I mentioned about younger directors that are don't have a huge.
I never considered it. I need to see what they've already done and judge off that. I'm not. You could like, dude, one director the rest of your life. I'm not taking any risks here.
That's true, but also like
we both just saw Nope from Jordan Peele. We both loved it. But am I betting that Jordan Peele's going to keep making excellent movies for the next 40 years and I'm going to love them? No, I'm not putting money down on that.
I really think he's 3 for 3. I know a lot of people weren't a huge fan of Us. I loved Us. I thought Us was great. Get Out was awesome. Nope was, and you know how we both ended up feeling about Nope. Nope was really, really cool. So, but yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I don't know if they're like young directors.
Yeah, I can't think of it. He's just the only one that really comes.
And also, Jordan Peele's not young. He's middle aged. It's just he's just starting.
Yeah, well, I think he just his latest project is doing horror stuff, right? Like, I wonder if he has any intention to branch out. It's not even really horror. I guess it's more a thriller.
His first two movies, Us and Get Out, are absolutely horror. Nope, maybe more of a thriller.
Yeah, and they're all a little bit sci-fi too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wonder where that's gonna go. I guess yeah, they are. They're all, even Nope is horror. Nope has a, you know, a, a monster that eats people. So like,
Spoilers.
oh, retroactive spoiler alert.
Yeah, I don't know. Paul Thomas Anderson's done good stuff.
I don't know him.
Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood.
I know There Will Be Blood. Don't
You
know
never seen
Boogie
Boogie
Nights.
Nights with Mark Wahlberg?
Oh no, is that the one where
Yeah.
yeah, he's
His
what's
porn star. Yeah.
what's John C. Riley's porn name in that?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, it's really good. It's not gonna come to me, but yeah, he has the best porn name. Boogie Nights is awesome. I love Boogie Nights. And you have a really good looking older guy, Burt Reynolds.
Oh, Burt Reynolds.
And
Yeah, killed it. He
yeah.
didn't want to make that movie
Oh, because of the subject matter?
because of subject matter, but Paul Thomas Anderson told him, if you're in this, I will win you an Oscar. And he did.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hmm?
Yeah, that Boogie Nights is awesome.
Yeah. I love There Will Be Blood. That's a phenomenal movie.
Yes. I'm trying to think of the last time I watched that. It's been a while. I hope I'm thinking of the right movie.
I just rewatched it last year. It's pretty great. Trying to think if there was like. Oh, Magnolia. He did Magnolia. I love Magnolia.
Never watched Magnolia.
It's a really good ensemble one. Yeah, that's about it. So he's directed some great ones, but its filmography is way too small.
Well, we both had very original creative choices for our movies from one director.
Yes. What was yours?
James Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron and Steven Spielberg. We
Yeah.
both picked like the highest paid directors in Hollywood.
Yep. A pair of C-listers.
Shut up and just give me my blockbuster.
Yeah, right. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you about this. Are you familiar with the concept of fast casual?
Yes.
Explain fast casual to me. Like what?
I mean, it's technically a sit-down place, but it's not like a restaurant. I'm sure you have some examples handy. I have one. What's the burger place?
So this is where here I'm gonna take over again because I kind of want to pose some questions to you, right? I'm gonna list some places, and I want you to say fast casual or fast food, or I want you to tell me if you're on the fence, right?
Okay.
All right, so we'll start.
Are you coming at this as there's a correct and an incorrect answer, or it's just how do I interpret it?
We're gonna work through this problem together. Okay, so
When did this become therapy? Okay.
so let's start with McDonald's
Fast food.
for sure. Burger King,
Fast food.
Chipotle,
Fast food.
okay, Subway,
Fast food.
Panera,
A little more on the fence with that one, but I'll say fast food.
Starbucks.
Fast food. Or maybe that might be most on the fence, actually. I take that back. I'm split even. on Starbucks.
You're split. Okay. Wendy's, fast
Fast
food,
food.
of course. Okay.
What if I
Chick-
just really adamantly said that Wendy's was a sit-down restaurant?
Yeah, it's just like, have you had their chili? Tell me
You
another.
can't take that on the move. You got to sit down and eat that.
You dip your fries in that frosty. Okay. So Five Guys.
Based on my personal experience, well, no, I should go on personal experience. Fast casual.
Oh, okay. Have you had an In-N-Out?
No.
Okay. Then we'll just nix that entirely. Okay. Chick-fil-A.
I would have to define it to be consistent. Fast food.
Okay. So you only are dead set on one out of all. Okay, one more. Jimmy John's.
Fast food.
Okay. So out of all the choices I gave you, you only said one fast casual and you said Five Guys.
Yes.
So if you had to give qualifiers to fast casual, what would those qualifiers be?
You are more likely than not to sit down and eat it instead of taking out. It's not just dependent on whether you have the option to sit and eat. It's, do most people do that most of the time? That's why I said I don't want to judge it on my personal experience. I've never sat down and ate out of Five Guys. I've always gotten it to go. But I imagine there are quite a few people who do sit down and eat their burgers there.
But you think more people take.
But on the flip side of the coin, I always sit at Chick-fil-A and eat my sandwich there. I don't get it to go. But I know most people would.
See, I always get Chick-fil-A to go. So I will tell you my opinion on these things. So I am questionable about 3 places on this list. I have 3 fast casual choices, and then fast food. You know, fast food whenever you see it. But I think, but that's not that was my initial thought. But I don't think that's true. I think that Jimmy John's is not fast food. I think Jimmy John's is most certainly fast casual.
Why?
Because my standard for fast food, there's places that are given this is fast food, like a Taco Bell, like a McDonald's, like a Subway. So
The Subway is fast food, but Jimmy John's is not?
No, because Jimmy John's is higher quality. So that's because I have to, that's how I separate it. And maybe I'm totally off with this, but I think that fast casual is more about the quality rather than if you sit down in the place. I don't think it's has anything to do with if you take it to go or not.
I could not disagree more. I don't think it matters the quality of the food. I think it just depends on the literal phrase fast food or fast casual. What's the speed you're getting this, and what are you doing with the food? It's not a question of what the food is, how good it is. Are you getting it fast food of literally like I'm going like it's a drive-through, or is it fast casual? It's not quite a restaurant, but you're sitting down to eat. That's the only question. If I was going by yours, then McDonald's would be fast food and Chick-fil-A would be fast casual just because it's higher quality. Like
that's what exactly the direction I went. I went Panera, Chipotle, Starbucks is all fast casual. I went Jimmy John's as fast casual. Chick-fil-A actually as fast food. Five Guys as fast casual. So yeah, I guess we just disagree on the qualifiers of fast food versus fast casual. I focus strictly on the quality of the food.
Yeah, I could. Red Robin. That was what I was trying to think of. Red Robin as like the definitional, in my mind, fast casual. It's not really a restaurant, but you sit and eat.
See, that's weird because like Red Robin's like an Applebee's or like I guess a TGI Fridays. Like I put those under like that same umbrella. Like
Yeah,
the
I would call.
but that's not
I would call
that's
Applebee's fast casual.
but that's not fast casual. That's just a franchised restaurant.
Barely.
I mean,
Yeah,
barely.
It's on the casual.
See, that's why when I heard the fact, so I never
fast casual to be fast food. I think the emphasis is on the casual, and the fast is like an adjective to it. It's it's a low quality casual restaurant.
But by that logic, then every franchise restaurant is just fast casual. Then
no, there are fine dining chains also.
Go on. It's a fine dining.
Back to the beginning of the episode when I talked about my story with the waiter. That was at a Morton's Steakhouse. Morton's is a chain. You can find them all over the country in big cities, but they are a fine dining steakhouse. I don't think Outback is a fast casual. I think it's a proper restaurant.
See, yeah, this fancy stuff.
Yeah.
You feel the same way about Olive Garden and Red Lobster?
I think they're above a Red Robin, but not up to an Outback. I think you could have a good debate on those. But.
So, see, that's what I'm getting to is I think that the fast casual thing is so stupid because I don't think that you can pin any of this down. The whole reason this came up, and I wanted to talk.
If you go by your definition, if it's your definition, and I ask you, do you want to get fast food or fast casual? In your mind, I just asked you, hey, do you want to get shitty food or good food? That's stupid. But I'm asking you, do you just want to drive through someplace and get it quick, or do you want to sit down and eat? That's the question.
No, that's bullshit. Just because it's low quality doesn't mean it's shitty. Like those things are not synonymous whenever you're talking about food. McDonald's is certainly low quality, but the day you tell me that chicken nuggets like McNuggets are shitty, like you're just wrong. They're good. They're delicious.
I'm not going to separate this. When I said we don't deny that it can taste good and still be extremely low quality. Like, are we going to defend McDonald's as this fantastic food? How fat are you going to sound right now?
I'm really thinking about what my next words. No, but that's the fast part. That's why the casual thing's fucking dumb, right? So I don't think that you can.
It's a question of sitting down. That's what the casual refers to. I don't know why you're so focused on. You're asking about the quality of the food. You're asking about the experience of what you're doing. What actions are you taking? Are you going fast or are you casually sitting? That's the question. That's the distinction.
Yeah, but whenever you say that's the distinction, then you can't distinguish between Panera, which is clearly different than, I don't know, Outback. They're clearly different.
Yeah, because Outback is a restaurant and Panera is, I think I said fast food again. Or did I say fast casual?
You said fast food for Panera.
Yeah, which is the same thing of I imagine it's sort of like Five Guys. I get my Panera to go, but I know a lot of people sit there and eat. So if someone said, oh no, I think most people it's more of a fast casual, I would accept that. It's a debatable point. But that's the difference. Outback is a restaurant. Panera is fast casual then.
Of the last 5 times I've gotten Outback, 4 of those 5 times I got it to go. It was Uber 8.
That's strange. Not saying, oh, it's insane. What's wrong with you? Just that's strange. It's unusual to get Outback ordered out rather than actually eating it there.
See, I disagree with that though, because Uber Eats is a thing. DoorDash is a thing.
You can sit down at every place you just listed. They don't exist just as a drive-through. You can sit in them. That's not a question of if it's an option. It's Do most people do it? Is that usually what it is? In that case, just define them all as restaurants because they all have chairs somewhere.
I think that you're purposefully ignoring the fact that there is a difference between McDonald's, or sorry, between Taco Bell and Chipotle. You cannot put them under the same umbrella, just as you
Taco
can't
Bell is inarguably fast food. If someone wanted to make an argument for Chipotle being fast casual, I would hear it. It goes back to, I take it to go usually, but I do see people eating there. If you want to make the argument, most people, take advantage of eating in a Chipotle, I'll hear you out. That's an argument.
A lot of people eat inside of McDonald's too, though.
Not most. The drive-thru is always a lot busier than the people you see eating inside.
See a lot of families doing McDonald's and Taco Bell inside.
And it's dwarfed by the number of people in the drive-thru. It's not a question of people, if people do it, it's a percentage question.
So the difference is
Are most people likely or not to eat inside sitting down? That's the distinction.
Okay, well then how do you distinguish between fast casual and like a Chipotle? Let's say I'm making the argument that it's fast casual. You say you would hear that argument, whatever. Distinguish between that and Applebee's. Or do you think there's no difference? Do you think you could make the same argument?
I wouldn't say they're exactly the same. I would say they're in the same baseball field.
So you think
we're doing suddenly a range of fast casual, like it's a spectrum of just fast casual? Yeah, I'd put them on the same spectrum.
Put them on this. Okay. Well, then how do we make the leap from an Applebee's to an Outback Steakhouse?
In that, I think it does become a question of quality because it's no. Hear me out. The difference between fast food and fast casual, but by the words, is what you're doing. Are you getting it fast or are you sitting? Now, once you're sitting,
wait, fast is in both of them. Wait, let's break down each of the phrases. Fast is in both of them. So you're comparing food with casual. So the casual means sit down. Fast food is a descriptor of how you're getting the food. Fast. Oh, I kind of see what you're saying.
Fast is you're not fast. Food is you're not stopping to eat it.
Okay. I still want to hear the argument from. I want you to finish your thought on Applebee's to Outback.
As soon as you reach fast casual, you are sitting. Then it's a question of, well, what other description? Unless we want to define every restaurant as fast casual because seating, that's dumb. So then it becomes what's the qualifier? What's the distinguishing feature when you're sitting down all the time in each of these places? Then I think it does become quality of food.
So you have so if we were going to draw this out, fast food's over here.
Yeah.
Fast casual is actually separate from fast food and is in the same ballpark as restaurants like Red Robin or Applebee's or something like that. TGI Fridays.
Both of whom I would define as fast casual. Which I would define fast casual as like a casual low grade restaurant.
Okay, and then at a certain point, quality.
Based on quality and based on that it becomes like, oh, that's just a regular restaurant.
Do you think price plays a role in that?
Of course, because price
quality
is correlated with quality of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think price is absolutely a component.
I bet you do.
Yeah, I'm right.